Hello, this is the review of the ST Dupont D-line versus ST Dupont D-link. First, we have the ST Dupont D-link, which is black lacquered and has a custom ring feature in the band. We have the ST Dupont D-line, which is the Vitruvian Man, it's the limited edition version. It comes with the writing kit. It's 69 out of 300. The limited number you can see on the clip itself. And both of the clips are stiff. The D-line's clip is better because it's bigger, so it's more spring loaded. And in terms of nibs, the D-line is actually 14 karat gold nib compared to the D-link, which is 18 karat gold nib. And D-line is the flagship model of ST Dupont, so you would expect it to be 18 karat gold nib, but it's actually not. And they have that scribbly hood, which is specific to ST Dupont as far as I know. And the nib sections, the D-line is metal, so it can be slippery, and D-link is actually made of lacquer, so it's not slippery at all. So it's more comfortable for me to use the D-link because it's not slippery. They both are cartridge converters that come with their own converters. And they both have that click mechanism, which is very satisfying. And and I had no nib drying up or anything issue like that, so it's a very effective closing mechanism. The D-line has the D logo on top, whereas the ST Dupont D-link has the logo on the clip itself. As you can see, D-line has a D on top, and you can see the logo on the D-link on the clip. And on the back, for the D-line, has some like lacquer engraving on the back, but not on the D-link. I'm guessing it's higher quality lacquer than on D-link. As you can see, there's different colors and mixing up, and there's a huge difference in price as well. As you can see by its size, D-line is a lot bigger. We have a Lime Safari just for comparison, which is actually a big pen, and so is Pilot Custom 823. And we have the Pelican 1000, which is shorter than the D-line. So D-line is very long, but not as girthy as other pens. We have Pilot Custom Urushi, which is an actual oversized pen, and Mickey Rabriel, which is pretty much the same length as the D-line. We'll do a nib comparison between the D-line, D-link, and Lime Safari just for general purposes. As you can see, they're pretty much similar nib size. The Lime Safari is a little bit shorter, but D-line, D-link has pretty much the same nib, it looks like. But the writing experience is totally different for me. The D-link is actually a little bit more softer than the D-line. I'm not sure why. I mean, one is supposed to be the flagship model, whereas the other one isn't. So I decided, since I recently cleaned this, to just show how to fill it up. I mean, everyone should know how to fill up a cartridge converter, but I thought it would be fun to just show how it is. And one thing I hate about both of the mechanisms is not that it's a cartridge converter, because I prefer cartridge converters. It's that it's not a screw-on cartridge converter, which I hate because you can easily take it out accidentally or something like that. So I wish it was a screw-on cartridge converter, which would be great. Like the Caran d'Ache and Graphon Faber-Castell Classic and Caran d'Ache Le Mans both have screw-on cartridge converters, which is one of the reasons why I like them the most. Even though, like, some might say for the price of these, they should be piston fillers or anything like that, but I prefer cartridge converters over piston fillers, except for the Pelicans, because you can take out the nib section, so it's easier to clean. I prefer things are easier to clean than more ink. Now, let's get into the writing sample, which is the most important part of the pen. Let's start with ST Dupont D-line first. They're both very wet pens. I found ST Dupont pens are very smooth, but they are very wet. I mean, if you thought Visconti pens were wet, then you'll be in surprise, because I found ST Dupont pens are more wet than Visconti pens. It's 14 karat gold nib, not 18 karat gold nib. Sorry. And yeah, the gold content doesn't mean how smooth a pen is going to be, like Sailor nibs are 21 karat gold nib, yet they're rigid as hell and they have singing feedback. So this is a medium nib, but writes like a broad, and yeah, it's very smooth though. There's like no feedback, and that's not just on rotary paper. I've tested it on all papers and it's just buttery smooth. But it's a rigid nib. This can be like compared to like M800s, whereas this is actually smoother M800 nibs, believe it or not, and the the similarity between them is that they're both rigid nibs, and there's not that much line variation like with M800 because it's a rigid nib. Yeah, this is a pretty wet pen, and Rhodia doesn't like absorb. It's a good paper to write, and it doesn't really show how wet it is. If you write on like just a regular paper, you'll know how wet the pen is. Now let's get into D-link, and I find this more comfortable than D-line, believe it or not, even though this is cheaper than that, because of the lacquer nib section, and even as a smaller pen, it feels better in terms of writing experience for some reason. It's a little bit much smoother. Like I mean, the D-line is buttery smooth, but in terms of like this has a little bit more softness, like just a bit, and so it makes it a little bit overall experience better for me. But yeah, there's not much line variation with this either. This is comparable to M800 as well. I mean, I found both of these pens are a lot more smooth. Not a lot more, but they're smoother than M800s. And I tested several M800s, and I use M805 a lot in my daily use. But yeah, these are really great. But I prefer the D-link in terms of writing experience. Now let's get into final conclusions about this pen, pros and cons. Uh, what I like is their look. I mean, the D-line Vitruvian Man looks just amazing. I mean, the craftsmanship, the lacquering that goes into it. I mean, this attention to detail is amazing, and the nibs are great. I mean, the nibs are very smooth. The only con that I have for D-line is that the metal section, I wish it was the lacquer finish section so it's not slippery, and I wish the price was a little bit down, but keep in mind it's a limited edition version, so obviously the price is going to be expensive. And the nibs are just amazing. There's no complaints there. It's just the nib section of D-line. And the biggest con for both of these is the price. So you can't get them retail anymore. You can probably get them somewhere for the D-line, but for D-link, it's rare now. And so for the D-line, I paid D-line, the Vitruvian Man, I paid $550, versus the D-link, I paid $100. But the retail price for D-line Vitruvian Man is like $2,500, and the retail price for the D-link was I think 400 something. I'm not sure, but for $100 and $550, I thought these were worth the price. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day.